Hi, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reacting on Finland's national instrument, the Kantele, right? I've reacted to a video that has to do with this, but this is totally different. So let's check this one.
Hello and welcome back to Irish in Finland. Today's video we are going to talk about Finland's national instrument, the Kantele. It is the national instrument of Finland, and Finnish folk poetry recounts that the first kantele was made from the jawbones of fish and the hair of young maidens. But before we get into the runes and poetry about the kantele, let's first talk about what this instrument actually is. The kantele is a traditional Finnish and Karelian plucked string instrument belonging to the southeast Baltic box zither family. The kantele has a distinctive bell-like sound. Finnish kantele generally has a diatonic tuning. Players hold the kantele in their laps or on a small table. There are two main playing techniques, either plucking the strings with the fingers or strumming unstopped strings. Small kanteles and concert kanteles have different, though related, repertoires. The rune about the origin of the kantele describes how a stringed musical instrument was created and played for the first time. As a musical instrument, the kantele belongs to the same type as the Russian guzli, and it has many counterparts among Eastern stringed instruments going back to Byzantine culture. In the main genre of the kantele runes, the hero Vainamoinen is caught in his boat on the shoulders of a big pike and makes a kantele from its jawbone. Many people attempt to play the instrument without success, until the sorcerer himself starts to play. The rune playing the kantele describes Vainamoinen playing so enchantingly that the animals of the earth, air and water, the whole creation, stop to listen.
Wow.
The kantele is probably the oldest melodic instrument in the Baltic Finnish culture area, and the runes of the creation and playing of it could be seen as the coming of joy and withdrawing of shaman drums from Iron Age villages.
Wow.
Perhaps as sheer exaltation of music, kantele runes have been preserved in all Karelian and Ingrian areas, and more variants of this topic have survived than is generally the case with epic poetry in archaic form. Now let's take a look at some runes which include this particular instrument. The first here is the pike bone kantele, preserved in the Savo-Karelian area. It is the main version of this genre. In its rune, Vainamoinen is carving a boat on a mountain, and having finished it, he launches the boat in the water. Alternatively, he meets a weeping, sailing boat on the shore, lamenting that it has not been allowed to go to war. This introduction is also a separate poem known as Lament of the Boat. On the boat journey, Vainamoinen first sets the old men at the oars, but only when they are replaced by the young does the boat start to make progress. But the boat runs aground. It is caught up on the shoulders of a big pike. Jammed the craft of Vainamoinen, caught the god's boat not on a rock, not on a snag, on the shoulders of a great pike, on the haunches of the water dog. Vainamoinen inquires after who could release the boat, or Joukahainen tries in vain to strike the pike with his sword, but the sword crumbles as earth. Finally, Vainamoinen pulls the pike into the boat and strikes it with his sword, when all of a sudden, the pike broke in three. The centrepiece fell, the tailpiece sank to the bottom of the Black Sea. They caught hold of the headpiece. What would the smith make from it? What might it be? A kantele. The nails for the kantele are made from the pike's teeth, and the strings from hair of Hisi's maiden. What was the kantele's soundboard from? It was from the big pike's jawbone. What the kantele's strings from? From the hair of Hisi's maiden. In Ladoga, Karelia, the kantele maker is Kauko. He makes the body of the kantele from the knee bone of a forest reindeer, the cover from a salmon tail, the nails from a pike's teeth, and the strings from hair of Hisi's maiden.
Nice.
The kantele is completed and both boys and married men play it. But the joy does not feel joyful. Only when Wainamoinen begins to play does everyone come to listen. There was not a creature in the forest on 4 legs, or in water swimming with 6 fins, nor in the air flying on 2 wings, that did not come to hear Wainamoinen's music.
This is pretty interesting. I really love the story backing up this particular instrument. Like it makes sense. Like the first one I reacted on, he really did not explain it to this extent. So knowing what this particular instrument entails, what it was made from, and all that makes a lot of sense, right? So I'm literally enjoying this, and I hope you guys are. Let's head back straight.
In South Karelia and Ingria, there is a rune about the Kantele being made of ram bone. It is called the Ram's Bone Kantele, and it goes like this. I was a serf in Estonia, a cowherd in a bad land. I was paid a cup of rye, a scoop of butter, a horn full of barley. The narrator shows the barley in the earth, and looking at his sowing 3 days later, he finds a ram there. A ram was there in my barley, a blue horn on my island. The singer removes the horns from the ram and asks the smith to make a kantele from them. Often it continues with a list of materials. The kantele was missing something. It was without the centre string. I walked along an acorn road, met a maiden. Dear maiden, give some hair, give some tresses from your head. The maiden gives her hair and the kantele is completed. The kantele was played by the young and the old, but it did not play a pretty tune. Then a blind boy calls from the corner, bring me the instrument. When the blind boy starts to play, all the women listen with tears in their eyes, all the men's eyes fixed on this blind boy playing the kantele, and all the animals of the forest come to listen. Another kantele rune you can find in Ingria is the Elks Bone Kantele. It is about a girl who goes into a leafy grove and hears a strange drumming from a distance. She sees 2 elks fighting, and this is where the rune starts. Here's a drumming from the wood, a loud clash from the forest, elks there fighting, bone horns wrestling. The girl then goes home and asks her brothers to kill the elks. When they return, they give her the antlers. She then goes to a smithy and asks him to make a kantele. Dear blacksmith, make me a kantele. The rune continues. The strings for the kantele are made from the hair of the maid from the underworld, the nails from a big pike's teeth, but the instrument will not play until a blind boy starts to pluck it. Then all the forest animals come to listen, and the people dance with joy as the blind boy plays. In northern areas, the player is Wainamoinen, although sporadically other players, such as Joukahainen and the blind boy player, are known right up to Ladoga Karelia. In the northern version, Wainamoinen asks for someone to play the instrument. Young Joukahainen or someone else tries to show off his musical skills. When Wainamoinen picks it up and starts to play, all the animals of the waters and forest, as well as people, come to listen. Touched to the point of tears, the whole creation listens to Wainamoinen's music. Played the old, played the young, joy does not feel like joy or music like music. Steady old Wainamoinen himself sat down to play, placed his fingers on the kantele. Placed his fingers did Wainamoinen, plucked the kantele strings with small hands, slender fingers, thumbs curved upward. There was none in the forest running on 4 legs that did not come to hear. The very master of the forest rose up on a mountain, leaned against the fence. There was none in the waters swimming with 6 fins that did not come to hear Wainamoinen play. The very mistress of the waters rose up on a rock, lay on the reeds. In southern areas, the player was a blind boy who emerges from his corner once others have tried first. A blind boy from his corner said, from his niche, one of little sight, bring here the kantele, under the fingers of the blind boy. All the boys in the house, they leaned their cheeks on their hands. All the girls in the house, they had tears in their eyes. Little flying birds too settled on branches. Worms under the ground lay upon the earth. The wolf broke his big head, the bear his stiff neck, running along the frozen lake to hear the kantele, to hear the blind boy play. According to research done by Matti Kuusi, a Finnish folklorist, the original core elements of the Kantele rune, the themes of creation of the Kantele and making the boat, have been placed in the early Kalevaik or Aboriginal Finnish era. He has defined playing the Kantele and its northern main type as a neo rune, originating from the core Kalevaik era. Historically, it would be placed in Iron Age Finland. Kuusi drew attention to the stylistically original splendid idiom of playing the Kantele and calls the runes unique, mysterious peak of Kalevaic epics. Playing the Kantele may also be seen as a genuine description of playing the archaic 5-stringed plucked Kantele. The most widespread and evidently also the oldest main type is the pike bone Kantele rune, which has survived in the Savo-Karelian area of seasonal and long-distance hunting culture. This rune has originally been thought of as a right rune. It has still been used as a fisherman's and hunter's incantation in the 18th century. Kuusi deemed it possible that Vainamoinen was a shaman heroes of an Arctic fishing people, with a reputation that survived in songs through the centuries. The Kantele runes, in common with all poetry about Vainamoinen, have gradually changed and turned into a culture of sorcerers. The shamanic drums have totally disappeared from Swidden communities and passed with the hunting culture to Lapland, until the Christian clergy destroyed almost all witch drums during the 18th century. The old Kantele runes have remained closest to their original form in the area of Savo-Karelian culture, where the song was about a Kantele made from fish bone. The elk antler, ram bone and wooden Kantele occur on the Karelian Isthmus and Ingria, which have been areas of cultivation culture for a very long time. But I would love to know if you have any stories yourself about this particular instrument. Maybe you've been around people who have played it, or maybe you play it yourself. Please do leave a comment. And thank you very much for watching this video.
This was totally beautiful, and I'm so glad I checked this out. This is a powerful instrument, trust me. Wow, I never knew all this, and I'm so glad I'm finding out now, which makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much, and see you guys in my next
weather. I think it's gonna be a good one. Again, it's one of those things that smells delicious.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh yeah. I'm so glad we ordered this. Oh my goodness, that's so good. A little bit of cheesiness. It's not super cheesy, but just like the right amount of cheesiness. And then the bacon adds a little bit of saltiness, and then the noodles are just like a little bit of hearty creaminess. This is delicious, delicious.
Well, look at this. Anna has sold me. This is some beautiful looking broth, and I think I got all the ingredients, so I'm going to give it a whirl. Wow. Oh my. Well, That might be the most perfect soup I've ever had. The cheese must be making it like that. It's very sharp. It's got a very unique flavor. It cuts through everything else. Best way I can say it. Kind of reminds me of like a liquid fondue, like Gruyere cheese or something like that. Then throw in the bacon, that makes it nice and smoky, and then there's some, I think some pasta in there as well that kind of just rounds it out. What a soup! What a delicious soup! It's extra good when you're in some cold weather just like this.
So today was a really fun day. How to sum it up? It's quieter than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah.
We are here during the week, so I'm not sure what a weekend would be like, but definitely quieter. If you're coming just for Christmas markets, I would kind of forget about that because it's not really a Christmas market-y place.
No.
I'd come for the views, come for the outdoors, probably skiing, all that stuff. Yeah, but it's been fun.
First, can you like see around us and behind us right now? Look how cool this looks. We're in this little dome light thing, so we thought we'd end it right here. But like Anna said, this is worth coming here for the views alone. That's kind of why we did. We were so happy that we caught that mountain view today.
Yeah.
As we said, we are from Canada and we're used to seeing mountain ranges like this, but the first time we came to Poland, everybody was like, you have to go to Zakopane because the views are spectacular, and oh my.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful town.
But we did a day trip from Krakow, and it was worth it. It's about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'd be fun to do overnight too, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. If we ever come back again, I could definitely picture staying here a little bit. But what a time it's been. And you know what? This isn't it. So if you haven't seen the last video, we were in the Krakow Christmas market. And that was, what a time. What a festive video. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. So if you haven't watched it, maybe go back and check it out. In the next video, we have a few different locations in mind. So all we're going to say right now is we're going to be doing more Polish Christmas markets, but we think it's going to be fun. And if you happen to be new around here, I'm Trevor. It's Anna, Delightful Travelers. You know the drill. Hit the like button. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear what you guys think of the video. If you haven't yet already, hit subscribe. Oh my God, look at my breath. But hit subscribe. Hit the little bell. That will allow you to know when our new videos come out. But it has been a blast, and if you get the chance, definitely come to this town to check it out.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Zakopane, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon, and Merry Christmas!
Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone.